Hi, it's Daryl here from Achieve Tuition, and in this video I'm going to be covering how to use the grid method for multiplication. Now, for any non-teachers out there, or anybody that's as old as me, you've probably never heard of the grid method before. It looks something like this. It does look a little bit complicated at first, but I can assure you that your children are using it in school and are finding it much easier to understand than this version, which is called the column method that we used when we were at school. Now, the column method is still used in school, but it's the next step on after the children have mastered the grid method. The reason that the grid method works so well is it breaks down all of the chunks into easily understandable, manageable chunks. What I'm going to do in this video is break it all down and explain how the grid method works. So here is a problem that we're going to solve, and hopefully by the end of this video you should have a really clear understanding of how to use the grid method to solve it. Okay, so I've switched to my little mini whiteboard here. It's just helps me to quickly show my workings out and rub things out should I need to. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to partition each of these numbers. So if we take the 45, what we're going to do is we're going to split this into 40 and 5. So we're taking the 10s and we're taking the 5s and splitting them apart, and we're going to do the same thing for the 60 and the 3. Okay, so I've rearranged my numbers now, so the 60's come here, the 3's gone there, the 40's gone down the side, and the 5's gone down the side. I'm now going to add the grid, which is just like a noughts and crosses grid, or if you're from America, a tic-tac-toe grid. Now we have all the numbers in the grid, we've got to multiply each number together. And what we need to remember is that where the two rows and columns cross is where we put the answer. So we come across from the 40 and we come down from the 60, and where the two cross, that's where we're going to put the answer. Okay, now there's a simple way of working this out. What I say to my children is when we're going to times 40 by 60, what we can do is we can take off the two noughts. Now, if we just remove them for the moment, and well, let's pop them up there so we don't forget how many we've taken off. What we're left with is 4 times 6, which is pretty easy if you know your times tables. Another video I'll cover how to work out times tables if you don't remember all of your times tables, but for those of you who do know them, you'll know that 224 is 4 times 6. Now these two zeros that we've taken off, we're going to pop back on. Don't forget to pop them back onto the numbers you took them off as well. And now we know that 40 times 60 is 2,400. We're going to repeat this process now for all the other numbers. So we're going to do 5 times 60, which goes in this box. We take off the 0 and pop it up there for a moment to keep it safe. We do 5 times 6, which is 30, and then we bring the 0 back to make that 60 times 5, which is 300. Do the same here. 40 times 3, so we'll take off the 0, pop it up there for safekeeping. 4 times 3 is 12, pop the 0 back on, and so 40 times 3 is 120. And then finally, 5 times 3, no zeros involved here, so it's nice and simple, so 5 times 3 is 15. The final thing now that we need to do is add all of these numbers together. And what I suggest to my students is that they always put the biggest number at the top of the stack because it helps to keep all of the columns in line. So I'm going to put 2,400 here. Then I'm going to put 300 next, making sure that I keep all the ones in line, all the tens in line, all the hundreds in line. Then I'm going to put the 120 next, and finally the 15. Everything now is in, I'm just going to move this slightly more into frame. There we go. And now we can add those together in the same way that we would do any addition. So we do 0 add 0 add 0 add 5 equals 5. We do 0 add 0 add 2 add 1, which equals 3. We do 4 add 3 add 1, which equals 8. And then we do 2, and there's nothing else to add. So the total of our multiplication is 2,835. I hope you found this video really useful and that you're clearer about how to use the grid method for multiplication. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like and share this video. Also, don't forget to click the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my new videos. Looking forward to learning and achieving together.